What if the reason you can't stick to just one interest isn't a lack of discipline, but the way your brain is wired to explore? Some people seem to have an unusual number of interests. One week they're learning photography, the next, they're fascinated by history, then suddenly they're researching psychology, starting a business, learning a language, playing an instrument, or diving into a completely different subject. They start with incredible enthusiasm, but eventually move on to something new. From the outside, this can look like a lack of focus, but psychology tells a more interesting story. People with many interests are often highly curious. Their brains are naturally drawn toward novelty, discovery, and learning. When something is new, there's a sense of excitement that makes learning feel rewarding. And once the basics become familiar, their attention may naturally start searching for the next challenge. This doesn't necessarily mean they are incapable of commitment. In fact, many people with multiple interests can become extremely focused when something truly captures their attention. The challenge is deciding where to put that attention. Another interesting trait is the desire to connect different subjects. Someone interested in psychology, technology, history, and business might eventually notice connections that someone focused on only one field could miss. This kind of cross-disciplinary thinking can lead to unusual ideas and creative solutions. But there is a downside. Having too many interests can create unfinished projects. You start a book but don't finish it. You begin learning guitar, then switch to photography. You have an idea for a business, but another idea appears before you've developed the first one. Eventually, you may look at everything you've started and wonder, why can't I finish anything? The answer may be that your curiosity is constantly generating new possibilities. The solution isn't necessarily to eliminate your interests. Instead, learn to manage them. You don't have to pursue everything at the same time. Choose one or two interests to focus on deeply, while keeping the others as hobbies or future projects. You can also create an interest list. Whenever a new obsession appears, write it down instead of immediately acting on it. Give yourself a week or two. If you're still interested later, explore it. If the excitement has disappeared, you've saved yourself from starting another unfinished project. And remember, you don't need to turn every interest into a career, a business, or a skill. Sometimes it's enough to simply be curious. You can learn about ancient civilizations without becoming a historian. You can study photography without becoming a professional photographer. You can learn about space simply because you find the universe fascinating. Your interests don't have to serve a practical purpose to have value. Perhaps the most important thing is to stop seeing curiosity as a flaw. The world is full of fascinating things, and some people simply want to experience more of them. The goal isn't to become interested in fewer things. It's to become better at choosing which interests deserve your time. Because having many interests isn't necessarily a sign that you're unfocused. Sometimes, it's a sign that you're endlessly curious. And curiosity, when guided well, can become one of your greatest strengths.